There's a protest being filed over medical marijuana shop opening near a D.C. charter school. That's right, the Karens are alive and well in D.C. A formal protest is being lodged with the city over plans to open a medical marijuana dispensary in downtown D.C. across the street from a charter school. Retailers filed with the city's Alcoholic Beverage and Cannabis Administration with a plan to open D.C. Smoke at 8th and D Streets Northwest, near the public charter school, Basis DC, and a daycare center. In quotes, "This is a bad idea. It's just a bad idea all the way around. There are better places for it, and I want to advise the notion that we look for a different place that doesn't have the conflict," said Peter Christensen, a resident of the Penn Quarter neighborhood where the school is located. At its Tuesday night monthly meeting, Advisory Neighborhood Commission 2C voted 4-0 to heed the concerns from the school and the neighbors by filing a formal letter of protest over the dispensary's plans with the ABCA. And in quotes, "I have had over 30 or 40 parent emails over the last 24 hours and multiple phone calls. There's a lot of concern here, and the community needs time to make those concerns heard. This is a bad choice with negative community implications," said Alexander Rose Henning, the head of Basis DC. And a lawyer representing the business hoping to open the cannabis dispensary offered assurances that only registered patients could enter the dispensary, which would be equipped with 21 surveillance cameras and exterior lighting, they say. Well. I mean, in D.C., anyone can self-certify, but this is going to be interesting, and the Karens are alive and well in D.C. What do you guys think about this? These guys protesting about it being near a school.
NIMBYism is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, right.
I've had so many battles. If you go ahead of time and you go, okay, only these zones, and you say you got to be within so many feet of particular facilities, and you draw your maps and look and you find one that fits, somebody's going to come up and say, well, not in my backyard. I don't want, there's the children, And then you go to the grocery store, and I did this over the holidays with my grandchildren. We were buying Christmas gifts, and right behind us was a fucking liquor aisle. Okay, so to tell me that you're concerned about kids in the face of what's actually going on, it's ludicrous. They don't have big signs out, oh, come on, kids, we're going to sell you some weed here. You don't get to advertise this stuff. Your kids walk by much more dangerous substances every day. It's up to parents to explain to them how this all fits in, and just quit crying, you fucking babies. God damn, it just drives me nuts.
Exactly. It is insane to me.
You know what? I mean, well, why don't you just let DC become a state, and then you can start.
DC should never be a state.
Start regulating
That's
them
just
like
ridiculous. DC is a territory. Is never be.
You don't want it to be a state.
Nope.
Why? Because Republicans don't want to expand democracy. Republicans don't want to expand democracy.
That's not why. It shouldn't be a state.
You don't.
It wasn't created. It wasn't created as a state.
Puerto Rico and DC.
It should not be a state.
Puerto Rico and Washington.
There was actually reason why they did that, Jason. There was reason why they created the District of Columbia to not be a state where it housed the capital of the nation. But that's a separate argument. Here, I feel like the District of Columbia is impoverished. It's one of the most neglected cities in the country, and it's our capital. Like, if you walk off of the mall, like if you walk down the mall and go left, it's not far before you're like in the hood, and I'm talking about dangerous hood. You know what I'm saying? This is not just like, hey, we can go over there and kick it and grab something from the liquor store. This is you go to the liquor store, you're going to get ran through, get your pockets checked, and all that type of stuff. So because of that, right? You want to these businesses, just like we did in California, we want to zone them out of here 100 feet from 1,000 feet from a church, 1,000 feet from a school, to where they go into these cuts in these industrial areas, these impoverished areas, these areas where it's crime ridden, and then they say, oh yeah, like, look, you guys go over there and crime happens at your dispensary. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So like any business, they want to be in an area that's good. It probably is nice by a charter school, I would assume, And like, how close is it by the charter school? Does it say, Jay? Does it have it on there?
It doesn't. No, it didn't say. It was a pretty short article. But my thing is this. My thing is this. Is I'm surprised that DC already doesn't have some type of regulations in regards to how far dispensaries can be from schools, because they've created a number of different policies.
Dispensaries in DC.
Well, yeah, they do. They allow. They allow for them under I-71. They allow for them.
Technically.
Yeah. They.
I mean. Yeah.
That's my point. That's my point. They've passed enough framework to allow for these stores to operate, that they should have some type of land use component already passed. This shouldn't even be an issue right now. That's my point.
I mean, listen, look at how we did it. I mean, we had in '96, we had the Compassionate Use Act, right? We didn't have anything else come out until 2004 when the MMPA went effective. And then in the MMPA, they still didn't kind of lay out everything that a dispensary should be or do.
You're talking about statewide. I mean, we had policies in Oakland, San Francisco, and Berkeley prior.
You had decriminalization laws. That's not legalization. You guys had decrim laws over there, which is totally different.
No. But we had there was framework of tolerance in regards to allowing, like, so basically we had it as the lowest priority for law enforcement to go after.
Yeah, you had
things like that. That's what I'm saying. We had a framework going. We had a framework going. That's my point.
Yes, yeah. I mean, Dennis Perone and the some of the early AIDS co-ops and stuff. Yes, there was a framework going, but I mean that wasn't legalization. That was Frisco and Oakland allowing some decriminalization and allowing some compassion stuff going on. This is a little bit different. This is full, like we're DC is on full on legalization for a long time. Like this, how long has what? Well, no.
It is not legalized there at all. No, don't get it twisted. It is not legalized there. But basically, you can basically self-certify, and they allow for they have enough crime out there that they can't just go after people for getting weed.
If I'm mistaken, I thought they had rec laws there.
Nope, and nope.
No rec laws. Okay. Nope. I was mistaken. I thought they had their rec laws there. Regardless, though, my point is this: is like
what they have, and I think this is where you get confused, Luke. Is you have the ability to go and self-certify yourself as a patient when you walk into one of these places, and so that basically is a default adult use, because you're just walking in and saying, "Hey, yes, I'm a patient." Da 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 da. You know what I mean? And so that I see where you can see that, but as far as like them having like a full adult use in place, they don't.
The individual, I know a guy who has a business in DC, and it's a truck.
Oh, know a guy, huh?
He pulls up in a van. Mm-hmm. It's a van, and he pulls up, and he said the way they have to do it is he has to take it as a donation. Like he gives them a sticker, and he takes $50 for a sticker.
Exactly.
And the sticker comes with meat or some shit like that.
Exactly right.
So, I mean, I don't know, like whatever you want to call that, quasi-legal situation they got going on there. The point is, when you want to have these businesses or these spots where they can get it in areas that aren't impoverished, that aren't going to be robbed, that aren't going to be able to be pointed at and say, hey, look, you guys caused this crime. And I think DC has been in the mix, like you said, maybe not full rec, but they've definitely have had these laws on the books for a long time, and Congress has been blocking the implementation of them for the past decade. So it's time to let DC do what they do. Listen, we're capitalists, right? We're free market people. Let's let DC run like a capitalist free market. That's a fucking that's a crazy concept, right?
I mean, I've heard of crazier things.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that you could ring up somebody from the Capitol and have them deliver you a vape pen there. Oh, it's just the trap's just laughing. This is nonsense. Come on. They used to deliver alcohol to the Capitol and alcohol prohibition too. They're going to get what they want, and the rest of us be damned. And it's just laughable that they're not paying attention to the reality of the trap is out there. If you don't find a way to get around it, they're gonna eat your lunch every damn day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. And on that, shout out to the trap, and DC is Trap City.
Yep, exactly.
Trapping in Chocolate City. Make sure you guys get your Apple tags and put those in your car just in case somebody jacks you, because they will not arrest anybody who's thieving on cars.